We are going to get started on our quarantine day 5 art lesson. This art lesson is going to be on 1-point perspective. The things that you are going to need are a white piece of paper, a pencil, a ruler, and then something to color with. Our 1-point perspective drawing today is going to be a cityscape. So before we get started, I wanted to talk about some artists who have painted cities through art history. The first is Claude Monet. You might recognize his name. He's a famous artist, and this painting is just one building, while another famous artist named Gustav Klimt painted multiple buildings. This simple and vibrant cityscape is by the artist Wassily Kandinsky. James Rizzi is a modern artist whose cityscape is funky and creative and even cartoon-like. So to get started on our 1-point perspective drawing, you're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil and a ruler. Now, 1-point perspective is a drawing method that shows how objects get smaller as they get farther away. And they're all going towards what is called a vanishing point, and it lies on the horizon line. I'm going to visualize all of these as we're going through the drawing process. Okay, so to get started, we are going to draw a vanishing point. Your vanishing point is just going to be a dot in the middle of your paper. We're then going to draw 2 straight lines from your vanishing point to the bottom corners of your paper. So I'm using my ruler, putting my pencil on my vanishing point, making sure that my ruler is touching my pencil, and then the corner, and drawing a line. I'm doing the same thing on the other side. Now, I would suggest drawing lightly with your pencil because some of these lines you might want to erase. We're going to start by drawing vertical lines. Vertical lines are lines that go up and down. We are also going to be using horizontal lines. Now, all of the tops of your buildings, those lines are actually going to go back to the vanishing point, so they're going to be at an angle. So you want to start near the middle of your paper, and you're going to draw a vertical line, and the bottom of that vertical line is going to touch the line that we just drew. And I'm going to draw pretty hard, but like I said, I would draw lightly so that you can erase later. I'm only going to draw hard so that you guys can see it. Now, to draw the top of that front of the first building, you're going to put your pencil on the vanishing point, use your ruler, and connect those 2 lines. Now, the next vertical line that we draw is actually going to be the first part of our second building. So I'm going to move over just a little. I'm going to draw another line. And I'll go ahead and draw a 4th line. I'm going to put my pencil on my vanishing point, use my ruler, and connect those 2 lines. Now we're going to use some horizontal lines. We're actually going to connect your first building to your second building with horizontal lines. So at the top of your first building, you're going to draw a horizontal line that connects it to your second building. And you're going to do the same thing at the bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to draw some more buildings. I'm just going to draw a line and another line, connecting those 2 lines using a line that comes from my vanishing point. I'm erasing any excess. I'm connecting my second building to my third building using horizontal lines. We're going to keep going until we get all the way to the edge of your paper. Remember to start closest to your vanishing point. We're going to start from the middle and work towards the edge. I have finished drawing my buildings, and now I'm actually going to go in to the road itself, and I'm going to add some lines coming from my vanishing point, coming down, And I'm going to add a sidewalk and a curb, and I'm actually going to add the lines to divide the room. The next part is to add details to your buildings. So you can add doors and windows. When you're adding these details, here's a couple of tips. When you're working on the front of the building, so the front of the building is going to be the one facing the road. The lines that you draw are going to be vertical or going back towards the horizon line. And on the sides of your buildings, they're going to be vertical and horizontal. So I'm going to go ahead and draw in some details for one of these buildings so you can see what I mean. So I've added some details to one of my buildings just to give you a better idea of what I mean. You are using only vertical and horizontal lines on the side of the building, which is the one that is facing you. And then on the face of the building, you're going to use vertical lines, but all of your other lines are going to go back toward your vanishing point. And you can complete your one perspective drawing this way, adding details to your building. Whenever you get closer to the vanishing point, you are working on buildings that are further away, and so they don't need as much detail as the ones that are closer to you. I have now completed all of the details in my drawing for the buildings. I've added windows, and I've added doors, and I've added some glares on the windows. So the only thing that I really have left to do is add some sky details if I wanted to, and then color or shade. So you can complete your one perspective drawing with or without color. I hope that you enjoyed our lesson on 1 point perspective today, and I hope that you'll try it. And if you do, please share it with me. I would love to see it. And I'll be working on another art lesson for you to do at home very soon.